Hello everyone, in today's episode of the 1 Year Life Transformation Challenge, we're going to define success and help us understand what we're really chasing. Hello everyone, as mentioned in the intro, I want to talk about success today, and we're going to talk about, some personal stories of mine on success and my desire, my chasing for success, and I want to define it. So few people, everyone I meet wants to be successful, but when I ask them what does successful mean, they pause. And I find that really interesting, if that was the core ambition of your life and you had to pause before you answered what it was, then maybe we need to look a bit further into this idea of success and what it really means. So as always, I want to begin with a quote on the topic. This quote comes from the British Bulldog, the guy who single-handedly, through his spirit of character, defended the British Isles against the German invasion, did particularly well during the Battle of Britain, Winston Churchill, of course. And his quote was, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm." Winston Churchill was a failure. And he knows that. He knows that he sent, as an Australian, and for Australian, New Zealanders and Canadians as well, and I guess for the British, they know that Winston Churchill sent in World War I, sent the Anzacs to Gallipoli, and they were murdered in Gallipoli. They were sent to run up hills against machine gun fire, and they were absolutely massacred. And in Australia and New Zealand, we celebrate that as Anzac Day. But the bloke behind it, the bloke who stuffed up and sent them to the wrong place, was Winston Churchill. Now, Winston Churchill understood that we all make mistakes, and he understood that he was going to make plenty of mistakes. It never held him back from continually trying to improve himself and become a better person. So it's interesting how we hold these people up to be absolute successes, and this is at the very heart of why we don't understand success, but really they're a collection of failures. Not to diminish them, but to get a better understanding of success, and that's what we're exploring today. So, who's my favourite painter? Well, I'm glad that I asked myself that question just then. My favourite painter is Vincent van Gogh, for a lot of reasons. Vincent van Gogh obviously painted from the heart, and he wasn't a perfect bloke, which is why I love him. And his paintings were just surreal. When he painted a flower, he painted the divine spark that gave that flower life. He didn't paint the flower, he painted what was behind the flower. And interestingly, his total collection of works is worth over, I think it's $100 billion now. I think he had 1,100 paintings and 2,200 sketches. So if they were all sold today, multi-billion-dollar sale. So he's a success, right? Bum bum. He was not a success. He sold one painting for 400 francs during his entire life. One painting. Died as in poverty, mental illness. Yet today, we hold him up to be one of the most successful painters of all time. Interesting. What he really was a collection of failures, living his true heart, and then he was defined as a success. Interesting, isn't it? Because I'm sure there's lots of painters who did particularly well around Van Gogh's time and probably sold enough paintings to get themselves a nice manor house and go out and shoot foxes with their mates. No one knows who they are today, and when they wouldn't be considered successful, they're rather considered unknown, yet at the time, they'd be considered very successful. So this word success, right, we just don't get it, because guys who die only, selling one painting end up being our role models for success. Guys like Winston Churchill who fail, we choose that success at certain moments. So it's really important to understand success a little bit more, and I'm starting to see very clearly that success is very simple, and I'm going to give you my definition of success. Success is how you feel right now in the present moment. If you feel happy right now, you're successful. You've made it. That's all it is. If people say, I'm successful, but I just feel depressed, well, you can't do that. How you feel is more important than anything on the external world. So success is how you feel right now in the moment, and your job is to be able to create a framework in which your default switch, which is happiness, is the way you project into the world. That's the best way to live, and that's success, is being happy. Don't require external coordinates to measure your success, because if you do, you'll go nutso, because you're the person who's probably called a failure that only sells one painting, and then society turns around and goes, nah, you're really successful, just kidding. But too bad that you had to kill yourself and chop off your ear with all the pain that we generated by not calling you a success. Drop external coordinates, because those external coordinates will always change, and the idea of success used to be a millionaire, now it's a billionaire. They changed the rules for a reason. The Tana, the thirst, the desire for Maya, the illusion will continue until you realize that you have everything you need within you right now. Now, that being said, we can't just sit on the couch and zen out, as great as that sounds. There is a framework to become happy, and it's being involved in the moment. I want to break down 8 ideas that have been created by psychologists that drive success. And you'll notice with these 8 ideas, they're all about being present and being aware. You know, none of these ideas are really about spending hours and hours thinking about how cool it's going to be in the boat that you get from all the money that you get from the things you haven't done yet, or thinking about the past, that successes or failures that you've had. So the number one way to start grasping this concept of success is 1, passion. People often ask me, is this YouTube channel success? Is the 1 year life transformation a success? And I'm like, absolutely. And I said that day 1 before I had a single fan, because it's my passion. Therefore, living your passion is how you become successful. Those external coordinates don't matter so much. So start with your passion. You will never be happy or successful becoming a cardboard box manufacturer, no matter how much money you make, if it's not your passion. If it is, then great. Find your passion. Number 2, work. Work at your passion. Because if you work at your passion, you'll never work a day in your life. And as Steve Jobs said, you'll never be great. You can be good, but you'll never be great at something that you aren't passionate about, because the work necessary to become great will become overwhelming and you just won't do it. And that is true. How many times have you just forced yourself to do something and really just handed in? You know, I know with school, there were subjects at school, mathematics in particular, because it had all the answers. Wasn't my favourite subject. History, the arts, English, philosophy, they were my favourite subjects. So I would just hand in what I did to get by, because I never had the passion for the work. Number 3, focus. External distractions take you away from success. Focus on your present moment, the passion and the work you're doing. Focus is incredibly important. Number 4, push. Push yourself to do more, be more, see more, and help more. Because when you find your passion, you become a mirror, a reflection for other people in order for them to live their true path. So push yourself. Someone says you can't do it, say, great, this is going to give me something to get onto right now, because I'm going to do it. I'm going to push myself to be the very best I can in something that I'm passionate about, that I work at and that I've focused at. Number 5, go into yourself and find new ways to deliver your passion. Now, a lot of people do have similar passions that involve the outdoors, helping people, communicating, arts. That's, you know, a lot of people really like those things. Bringing newness and freshness to your ideas is really important. So find your vehicle. It's not going to be the same as everyone. It's not going to be videos. It might not be books. It doesn't matter. Find your vehicle and identify with your vehicle. Number 6, improve. Get better. Become a master in what you do. Build the muscle memory that means that you don't get nervous when you begin to start that work or that passion. You just go straight into it without thought. Improve, become better and better and better, and you'll be mindful of that. You'll be in the moment, and if you're not growing, you're dying. And one of the best ways to feel happy is to get a little bit better every single day. Number 7, serve. It's not about what you get, it's about what you give. And ultimately, serving others is what we're here to do. We live in an ecosystem. The flowers don't sit there going, I'm sick and tired of creating all this pollen for these bees who just make honey and live large. I'm going to stop this. They create the pollen. The bees come get the pollens. They pollinate the other flowers. And yes, they get the honey and their amazing hexagons that is intrinsically built into their DNA by the fabric of the universe to build a perfect structure, which is stronger than a lot of man-made items. But I'm going off topic there. Serve. Find how you can enable other people, because as we live in an ecosystem, that comes back around. The karmic effect of your actions manipulates your past and your future. Now, this took me along. The Yoga Sutra, which is an amazing book, which is written by people so much smarter than me, I can really just skim through it, but understanding this linear idea of time is ridiculous. In this present moment, when you make a change, you change your past and you change your future. And we know that's true, because when you feel good about yourself, your past, you go, well, my past led me to this, it's fantastic. When you feel good, you see your future being bright. But once again, when you feel bad, you see your past as being a series of events that made you feel bad, and your future doesn't look so bright. So serve others and allow your destiny to change. And number 8, persist. Winston Churchill, Vincent van Gogh, these guys never gave up. And reality is, they probably should have given up. I mean, Vincent van Gogh, I can't believe this bloke, 1,100 paintings, 2,100 sketches, and this bloke didn't sell one, and it's like, you know what, this is still going to work out. Why? Because success to him was living his passion. No one can take that away from you. People can sit there and go, well, you haven't made enough money, or you haven't hit the budgets, or you haven't hit your sales target, therefore you're not successful. Bah, you can just let that slide by and let that be their problem, not your problem. Because ultimately, persisting at your passion is success. It's that simple. So often we talk about success. If you've ever been asked, are you successful, or what is success, and you've had to pause, it's because the concept's faulty, it's been manipulated. Success is how you feel right now. And if you want to feel great right now, get involved in your passion. If you don't want to feel great right now, do things you don't like. It's that simple. Stop doing the things you don't like, start doing the things you're passionate about. Ignore the fact that it might cost you a boat or a bigger house or a spare bedroom, and just do it from your heart. And you will be successful, I promise you. Until tomorrow, goodbye.